it was Manchester United that made him into the star that he is today. No player's bigger than a club. Yes, there's underlying issues at Man United, but now that we've got the proper structure in place, you've got to give Ten Hag time, because ultimately he never had that for the last 2 seasons. He was still dealing with players from the Louis van Gaal era, which he's now got rid of. So there's still a bit of deadwood around the club that he needs to get rid of. He's got the structure in place, and you give Ronaldo a platform to speak about anything, the first thing he's going to say is about Man United, because he's still bitter about the way that he exited the club. Personally, we shouldn't have signed him when he was available. The only reason we did sign him is because there were fears that he could have gone to City. And I think there would have been a massive uproar if he had gone to City, given that he's a United legend.
All of that is fair, Mo, but the truth of the matter is, has Ronaldo said anything that isn't true?
Well, what he said is true, but at the end of the day, you've got to think of the overall picture. You've got to think Ten Hag hasn't had a proper structure in place. So at the end of the day, yes, there's underlying issues at the club, but he hasn't addressed the fact that Ineos have come in and are addressing that. Why hasn't he said anything about Ratcliffe coming in and making the changes that he is making? It's going to take time, and we've got to be realistic as Man United fans. We're years away from competing with the title, you know. Because
I know, but Mo, the thing is, Chelsea were the laughing stock of English football last season because what we spent, the money. We finished above United. It was almost impossible to think that going into the new year that Chelsea would finish above United, and that.
Well, I agree with you on that. It was impossible to think, but then once again, you got to look at the fact that how many injuries Ten Hag had to deal with last season.
But Mo,
yeah, but Jason, you got to look at the whole picture, right? How many injuries did you have to deal with last season? The most in.
No, it's not true. That's not true. Mo, see that's not true. That's not true. It's not true.
Yes, the most amount of instances had injuries.
No, it's not, Mo. This is it.
Yes, it is.
It's not, Mo. Chelsea. Sorry, have you seen Chelsea's injury list? Seen Newcastle's? Come on, you sound like an apologist right now for Ten Hag. You sound like you are, Mo.
You've got to give him time. You've got to give him time.
Fine, give him time. But this season okay, let me ask you this: you get beat by Southampton. Where'd you sit at the weekend? You get beat by Southampton on Saturday. Yeah. Saturday first kickoff live on talkSPORT. You get beat. Where'd you sit?
Well, we obviously sit at the bottom half of the league.
No, but where do you sit? Where do you sit?
Well, where do I sit? I'll be disappointed, but I know for a fact they won't get rid of him.
I'm not sure about that, mate. I ain't sure.
I know for well, because they haven't got a suitable replacement.
Well, they have. They've got Van Nistelrooy on the bench.
I don't think they'll appoint Van Nistelrooy as a manager. No. If they wanted to get rid of him, they wouldn't have backed him in the transfer window. They wouldn't have worked with him on those signings, would they?
But they gave him 1 year, added to 1 year. That is not backing the manager. That is basically saying, okay, we've had a look around, we've done the sniff test, there's no one out there we like the smell of, we're going to stick with this stink, right? They're going to stick with the Ten Hag, and we're going to kick the can down the...
They didn't need to. They didn't need to. They could have easily got rid of Ten Hag.
Yeah, but who'd you bring in? That's the problem. What I'm saying is that they basically feel that right now it's the better the devil you know.
I mean, they could have gone for Zidane if they wanted to.
No, but they could have gone for him. Doesn't mean they're going to get him. Bowler counts. Yeah, they spoke to managers. That's why it took so. I don't know, Mark. I think you got a head in your sand, mate. I think you got your head in your sand.
I'm head in your sand. I just think that the fact that he's grilling Ten Hag for the way that he got treated at Man United. I mean, let's go back to the point when I was watching the United Spurs game when he refused to come on the 85th minute. You think if Sir Alex Ferguson was a manager, he would tolerate that?
No, but
I don't think Sir Alex Ferguson would bother to bring him on in the 85th minute. I think that was the whole argument. He wouldn't disrespect him. He sees that as a disrespect.
The manager decides who plays. The manager decides who comes on at what time, right? So are you saying that players are not bigger than managers? Are you saying players are not bigger than clubs?
Well, I think Ronaldo thinks he is.
Well, he thinks he is, but he never will be, because at the end of the day, Manchester United made him the player that he is. If it wasn't for Sir Alex Ferguson signing him at a young age, nurturing him, where would he be?
Well, I think he'd still be one of the best players in the world because he's Ronaldo. No matter where he was always going to be one of the best.
I think Thanks for the call, Mo. I think Mo's got a little bit of the old red United spectacles on there, personally.
Should we remind ourselves where this feud between Ronaldo and Ten Hag began, when the former United striker sat down with Talk TV's Piers Morgan 2 years ago?
I'm not hiding that the empathy with the coach is not good. I'm honest.
Do you think he respects you?
I think he don't respect the way I should deserve. But it is what it is. I saw many things that I don't want to criticize him. He can have different opinion than me, that they choose the players that he think is better for the team. I respect that. But excuses all the time, which is things that don't make sense. Okay, you don't put me against Manchester City because of respect of your career, and you want to put me 3 minutes against Tottenham.
Well, that's the thing. So you then played Tottenham.
Don't make sense.
I mean, this interview obviously, Jay's happened when he was still at Man United, which was remarkable, really.
Well, the
and
voice
it ended
and the
his
power,
time.
the voice and the power he's got, Ronaldo. There aren't many people in world sport that have got the influence and the power to come out and say like that when you're still being employed by a club.
Would you say it probably is the most powerful player, sports person?
Well, there are plenty out there that have got the power, but he's not afraid to use it.
No.
He's not afraid to wield that unbelievable power that he's got. I just heard Mo there talking about, saying that United made him the player he is. Yeah, and it works both ways. That he delivered.
He's still Ronaldo.
He delivered the goods.
Yeah,
while he was there, and it worked for both. The problem that Ten Hag has got is that he's in a right hole now. He hasn't been backed by the owners. I don't care what Mo says. He hasn't. That's one of the worst efforts of backing a manager. Give him a 1 year extension on top of 1 year.
Yeah, but it's not the players that he wanted.
Yeah, but that's not backing. That's backing the project. It's not backing him. Give him a 3 year contract.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Right?
Yeah, you're backing Man United.
Right. So if you're going to really back the manager, say to him, right, I really believe in you. Let's do this now. I'm going to give you 3 years. Let's give you. You got 1 year left. Let's do another 3 on top and give you 4 years. That's backing. So the players aren't stupid. We're not stupid. You get a 1 year contract, mate. I'm sorry. That tells you all you need to know. They're sitting there going, right, there's nothing out there we fancy right now. We might as well keep him for the now. Let's bring Ruud van Nistelrooy in, by the way, the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
The elephant in the room. We'll bring him in to help. Everyone knows how this is going to play out, Jay. We know how this is going to end. Ten Hag knows it. So Jim Ratcliffe knows it. The players know it. Van Nistelrooy knows it. We all know it. It's a question of when. It's a question of...
I just feel like it's really harsh, though, on the manager who's won 2 trophies. And I know his football's not great, but he is... It feels like...
Mate, it's the industry. It's the industry, really.
I mean, he's not going to turn down another year, is he, on £10 million a year?
He could have said no.
But why would you?
Well,
why would you say no?
Well, exactly that. Well,
because you're going to back yourself, aren't you?
He knows he's in a cul-de-sac.
There's no way out.
We all know it, don't we? It looked like it before the ball was kicked in the season. It looked like it.
It's been 3 games.
I know, but the 3 games, mate, have been terrible. Fulham, they were lucky to win that game. They were. They weren't great in that game.
No, and then they lost the next 2.
You think about what happened since then, right? And the football's not improved. It's. I don't see how this football club can move forward under right now how it sits. They might win at the weekend. All it is doing is extending what we know is going to happen down the road.
I don't know if there's is there a Man United fan out there, and I think there are, that do back him and do want him there. Because we had a few in the summer. Have they gone quiet now?
Well, no, Mo. We just spoke to Mo. Mo's in denial. I got a good Man United fan. I was with him in the summer. Good man, big friend of mine. I had the same conversation with him. He couldn't believe I was saying it to him. I'm saying, I'm telling you now, he will not be in charge of Man United this time next season. That was before the ball was kicked. He ain't going to be in charge. Because if he is going to be in charge, here's what they've got to do. They've got to give him at least another year on top of that one, because they're in the same position. So they're going to give him another year. If he really, if he...
But they brought in Ruud van Nistelrooy. I know you're saying he's here to replace him, but maybe he's there to help. Maybe that is a way of saying, right, I'm going to back you. I'm going to bring in Nistelrooy.
And help. And then when things fall apart, he's there. I'm not saying Van Nistelrooy is going to be the permanent manager. Van Nistelrooy will be there. There's a reason why they give him 1 year on top. They're waiting to see what happens this time next. You wait until May. I promise you. No way Ten Hag's in charge. No way on this earth.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.